So I'm Reverend Rudy Rubio of the Reformed Church of Los Angeles here in the city of Lynwood. I grew up just next door in the city of Huntington Park and ran around the streets of Huntington Park, South Central, and Watts. Got involved with gangs at a very young age. At the age of 13, went to jail for the very first time. I went from county probation camp 1 year, out 3.5 weeks, and then right into the California Youth Authority for about three and a half years. After having gotten out of the California Youth Authority, I eventually ended up in the LA County Jail for a homicide where I was at for almost 2 years fighting the case. Like a revolving door, just coming in and out, which ultimately led to me being a fugitive on the run, being wanted by the DEA, and hiding out in Mexico. Later on, when I was in prison again, crying out to God on my knees that I was tired of that life, I really wanted to change, and I was caught up in a really difficult situation that was pretty much do or die. Either I was gonna kill somebody or they were gonna kill me. And I remember asking God that if he was, I pulled a Gideon on him. If you really exist, I need you to do this. And God physically removed me from that situation. That very same day, I picked up my Bible, and I haven't put it down since. And it's funny how I can look back now and see how God's hand was on me the entire time.
We'll state reasons why we give God praise and what we're grateful for, and it's usually...
And I remember going to a church, and I remember that the gentleman that met us outside started talking to my wife when I was coming back from dropping off the kids at daycare. And I recall her saying, "Look, this is my husband." And he introduced himself to us and just really warm and welcoming. I've got a bald head, tattoos all over the place, fresh out of prison. He was just a gentle spirit. And I remember going into the service, and about 15-20 minutes later, he was up on stage preaching. He was the pastor. Well, this guy ended up becoming my mentor, my spiritual father. He challenged me to plant a church. I told him he was smoking dope and that he needed to get drug tested because I would never be a church planter, let alone a pastor. And here I am today, right? I recall being in the seminary, and my professor, who had helped Tim Keller plant Redeemer, was talking to us about urban church planting. And I recall every single thing he was saying about the qualities of a planter was just hitting me dead square between the eyes. And I recall calling my wife that day from the seminary at a break and telling her, "I think the Lord's calling us to plant a church." I remember coming home and talking about that and writing a list of pros and cons and what it would look like and what it would be like to just step out of comfort. We lived in a nice home at a big church in a parsonage. What it would look like to leave that comfort and security and start from scratch, not knowing where a paycheck would come, who would fund us, how would that happen, what would it look like? A few months later, we got sent out from our church with about 30 people, and we started hosting worship services in Lynwood Park, out in the open, under the trees with a PA system, and just worshiping the Lord. A few months later, we were able to come to an agreement with the old Lutheran church where we're at now, and we were able to move in. And we've been there now for about 2 years. Our mission is to create a community of believers that would fall in love with Jesus and be obedient to his teachings. And I don't think that people really know or have quite grasped what the gospel is. So we're passionate that people will know what the gospel is explicitly, because that's what saves. Our church has gone through many changes. Some of our people have left, other people have come, but the church continues to grow. We're really connected with the community, and God is just showing off big time.